Welcome to the deep dive. You've given us some really interesting stuff to look at today.
Yeah, looks good. An English learning dialogue and then the vocab explanations that go with it.
Exactly. And our mission, basically, for this deep dive is to dig into that practical, everyday English.
Yeah.
You know, the stuff that actually makes you sound more natural.
Right, more fluent, not just dictionary words.
It's about how phrases get used in, well, real chats. And this dialogue, it sets up a pretty familiar scene, doesn't it?
It does. The whole meeting someone at a conference.
Yeah, then bumping into them again later.
And the name's gone. That awkward moment.
We've all been there. Okay, let's dive in.
You know what's interesting from a language point of view is how this dialogue, it seems simple, but it touches on so many kind of crucial bits of social interaction. It really shows that learning a language isn't just memorizing words, right? Is understanding the context, those little shades of meaning.
Totally. It's the nuance.
Yeah.
Okay, let's start with one that popped up early. In a bit of a hurry. So on the surface, it just means you don't have much time, you're rushing.
Pretty straightforward.
And the source gave some good examples like, can you drive faster? I'm in a bit of a hurry.
Okay.
Or, I can't talk right now, I'm in a bit of a hurry.
Okay.
Or, I can't talk right now, I'm in a bit of a hurry. And I'm in a bit of a hurry, so I'll check these files later.
Yeah, those work. They show how common it is, how often we actually say that.
Yeah. It's such an everyday phrase.
And notice the politeness factor there. A bit of a hurry. In some places, maybe you could just say, I don't have time.
True. More direct.
But in English, often softening it like that, it's important. It helps keep things smooth socially. That little a bit of makes a real difference in the tone.
That's a great point, that level of directness.
Yeah.
Okay, next one. Contact details.
Right. Business cards and such.
Yeah, basically the info you need to get in touch.
Yeah.
Name, phone, email, that kind of thing.
Pretty standard stuff for, networking or just keeping in touch.
Its purpose is obvious, letting people reach you.
It seems straightforward, but have you ever noticed how the sort of expectation around exchanging contact details can be different?
How do you mean?
Well, like, in some cultures, it feels almost required after even a short chat.
Oh.
Whereas in others, it's maybe saved for when there's a stronger connection already. Reading those subtle cues, that's also part of fluent communication, isn't it?
That's definitely something to think about. It's not just having the details, but knowing the right time and, well, the right way to ask or offer.
Exactly.
Okay, let's move to a phrase I think, well, pretty much everyone can relate to. Slipped my mind.
Ah, the classic forgetfulness phrase.
Totally. It means you forgot something, but like unintentionally. The examples they gave are perfect.
Yeah.
Sorry, I forgot to respond to your email. It just slipped my mind. We've all done that. Guilty. And the birthday one. Don't you know what date is today? Oh, it's your birthday. Completely slipped my mind. Ouch. That's rough.
Oh, yeah. That one can get you in trouble. But the phrase itself slipped my mind. It's kind of gentle, isn't it?
It is. It acknowledges you forgot, but implies it wasn't on purpose. It just vanished. It's so relatable. Makes you wonder why our brains do that sometimes. Just delete important stuff.
Right. Like, why that specific phrasing? Is there some linguistic reason it works so well as a kind of apology?
That's an interesting thought. It does seem to soften things, yeah.
Okay, let's maybe build on some of this in the next section, putting it together. First up is around here.
Location, location.
Right. Basic meaning is just, close by. The example was, is there a bank around here? Simple enough.
Sure.
But the source also pointed out some useful variations, like around the corner.
Meaning very close, like next street over.
Yeah, a great restaurant right around the corner, and then there's around there.
Which is a bit broader, right? You're by a general area, not necessarily right next door.
Exactly. Like, Los Angeles is a great city. I used to live around there. These little tweaks add a nice bit of precision when you're talking location. What's neat there is how those little words here, corner there, combined with around, create these like expanding circles of closeness.
Yeah, that's a good way to put it.
It lets you be specific but still a little vague, which is actually super useful in normal conversation when you don't know the exact spot.
It really does give you flexibility. Okay, building on description, let's talk about abilities, or maybe lack of abilities, with terrible with.
Ah, yes. Being bad at something.
It just means you're not good at it. And the examples, well, they were great. And maybe a bit too real for me.
Oh, which ones?
You're terrible with numbers. You can't even remember your own telephone number. Okay, maybe not that bad, but numbers aren't my strong suit.
I get that.
Then I'm terrible with directions. I'm always getting lost. Definitely me.
Right there with you on that one.
And the last one. I'm terrible with faces. I can never remember what people look like. And that one. Well, that kind of leads us somewhere else, doesn't it?
It certainly connects back to the forgetting names thing.
Exactly. But before we get right into that, what does using terrible with say about us? How we talk about our weaknesses?
Well, it's a really common way to say you lack a skill, isn't it? Often with a bit of self-deprecation.
Yeah, making light of it.
Right. It makes you relatable, creates a sense of shared, imperfection. It's interesting how easily we admit we're terrible with stuff. Maybe it's a way to excuse ourselves beforehand.
Or find common ground, like you said. Oh, you're bad with directions, too.
Exactly. Bonds people in a weird way.
That makes a lot of sense. Okay, let's shift gears slightly to Fluency Builder, sounding more natural. First point is about greetings.
Okay.
So how are you and how are you doing? Or, totally correct, standard English.
Yep.
Learn those day one. But the source points out that how's it going often just sounds more natural, more casual, especially for an informal hello.
Right. It's got a different rhythm to it.
And they mentioned it was used right at the start of that dialogue we've been pulling apart.
Okay. Yeah, this gets at something subtle but really important for language learners, I think. Moving past just correct grammar to using the phrasing native speakers use without thinking.
The automatic stuff.
Yeah. And how's it going is definitely one of those. Very common, almost reflexive. It's less formal than how are you. Usually expects a shorter, maybe less detailed answer too.
Exactly. Like, good you is often enough. It's a little change, but it can make your English sound, I don't know, a bit more lived in.
Yeah, more natural. Good tip.
Now, this naturally brings us back to that topic I
Yeah.
have some personal experience with. Forgetting names.
Ah, the minefield.
Seriously. The dialogue had that awkward bit where Anna blanks on Nick's name. And that got me thinking, I have to share this.
Oh boy, story time.
Okay, so big family reunion years ago, tons of relatives I hadn't seen in forever.
Right, overload.
And I completely blanked on one of my, older cousins' names. Just gone. I had to corner another cousin and whisper, hey, who is that again?
Oh no, the stealth inquiry.
It was mortifying. My damage control was just calling him cuz or maybe uncle. I don't know, something generic for the rest of the day.
Yeah.
So awkward.
Oh, I think that's just universal, isn't it? The sheer panic when a name just evaporates.
It's awful.
It's funny how those little social slip-ups can feel so huge in the moment. It really shows how much we value being recognized, being remembered.
Yeah. And it feels so personal when you forget someone's name.
Even though it happens to everyone, our brains are just faulty filing cabinets sometimes.
Totally. And if it's bad at a family thing in a professional setting, the pressure feels way higher.
Oh, absolutely. Stakes feel higher.
But the source material actually had some really solid practical tips for this, for navigating that awkwardness.
Like what? Besides avoiding eye contact?
Asking for a business card. That's the classic, right?
The go-to move gives you a visual cue.
Exactly. Or another clever one, if you need their email, ask them to write it down for you. Then you see the name again.
Ah, the email address trick. Very smooth. Lets you see the name without actually admitting you forgot.
I have definitely used that one. It works.
They're good strategies because they're discreet, right? You get the info without making the other person feel unimportant or awkward. They're face-saving tactics.
They really are lifesavers sometimes.
Yeah.
So look, as we kind of wrap up this deep dive, it's pretty clear, isn't it? This simple dialogue, it was actually packed with useful stuff.
Absolutely. Not just vocabulary words in a list.
Right, but insights into the kind of flow of natural conversation.
Yeah.
And those relatable, embarrassing moments.
What really jumps out is how these small things, the exact phrase you choose, the little nuances, they add up to really effective communication. Building that connection. It's the difference between just knowing the words and knowing how to, wield them properly in different situations, making it feel real.
Couldn't agree more. So for everyone listening, maybe take a second to think about which of these things we talked about.
Like in a bit of a hurry.
Yeah, or contact details and the etiquette bit.
Or slipped my mind, which we all do.
Definitely. Or the around here, around the corner stuff.
Yeah.
Or admitting you're terrible with something.
Even just throwing out, how's it going? More often.
Right. Which of those feels like something you could actually use, soon? Something immediately helpful in your own life.
And that kind of leads to a final thing to chew on, maybe.
Okay.
Just reflecting on that whole forgetting names thing. Why is it so awkward? Why does it feel like such a big deal socially?
Good question.
And are there different ways people handle it in different cultures? Maybe some places are more relaxed about it. Think about your own strategies or what you've noticed.
Yeah, definitely some food for thought there. Well, thank you so much for sharing your source material with us. And thanks to everyone for joining this deep dive.
It was fun digging into this.
If you found this helpful and you want more resources like that dialogue, definitely check out the website where this material came from. It's a great place for more learning. Until our next deep dive.
Goodbye for now.
Go.